Melty Blood, is a visual novel and fighting game, co-developed by Dark Circle's Type Moon and French Bread, originally released at Comic-Con on December 2002. It is shortened as simply Menubura. Based on Type Moon's visual novel game, Cyclime, it later spawned an arcade version, titled ALL, that was developed by ALll Software and has also been ported to the PlayStation 2. ALL is the first Type Moon title to receive a console release. A manga version by Takeru Kirishima has been serialized in Kadokawa Shoten's Comp Ace. Plot: the story of Melty Blood follows 1 year after Cyclime and some days after Kajutsu Choya. In the beginning of August 2001, Shikitohino hears of a new series of murders in Misaki Town, similar to the ones that took place in Cyclime, in the last weeks of October 1999. Whilst searching for the murderer, he meets Sineltana Matlasia, who initiates a fight with him, attempting to capture him. After the fight, she reveals that her reason for trying to capture him is to get in contact with the true ancestor so that she may acquire information on the cure for vampirism. Shiki then decides to help her with this task. The story moves through a series of fights. Depending on the outcome of the fight, the story will branch in one of two ways. Ultimately, this corresponds to the ending of the game. Characters. As of Melty Blood, actress again current code for 1.07, there are 31 playable characters. Cyclime characters: Shikitohino I 1/4 EEA, E squared, Ta no Shioko 1/4 Permil Kenji Nojima, RQE Brunstad, Ryaka Yazuki, CL, Kumi Sakuma, Akaya Tohino I 1/4 EEC Section E Permil I 1/4 Permil Hitami, Hisui, Maya Matsuki, Kohaku, Noko Takano, Hisui and Kohaku, NRVNQSR Chaos, Jaji Nakata, Miyako Arima I 1/4 Io Permil E Florin 1/2 or 1/4 Permil Miwa Kazuki, Satsuki Umazuka I 1/4 or 1/4 Ashae I 1/4 Permil Omi Minami, Aoko Aozaki I 1/4 E. 1/4 AEA I 1/4 Permil Kotano Mitsubishi, Michael Rovald Angel, Ken Narita, Kajutsu Choya characters: Shikinana I 1/4 of Florina Currency Oya, E squared I 1/4 Permil Kenji Nojima, Len, Kaori Mizuhashi, Kuma Kishima I 1/4 EECE 9 1/4 Permil Jarata Kosugi, Kara no Kyukai characters: Ryaji Shiki, Mara Sakamoto. New characters: Sineltana Matlasia, Ryo Natsuki, the main character of Melty Blood series, the Knight of War Archia, Yasunari Masatani, Mech Hisui, Maya Matsuki, White Len, Kaori Mizuhashi, Rya Spifey Strindberg, Akeno Watanabe, Dust of Osiris. Ryo Natsuki, not playable in current code 1.07, alternative bosses and hidden characters: Akaya Vermilion or E-Micron C Section E Permil Sakisu Akaya, Hitami, Sintatari, Ryo Natsuki, Giakaya, Hitami, not appears in current code 1.07, Red Arcueid, Ryaka Yazuki, Neko Arc, Ryaka Yazuki, Neko Arc Chaos, Jaji Nakata, Damien Armies, not appears in current code 1.07, Neko Chaos Black G666, Jaji Nakata, Koa, Ku, and Mech, Hisui, Noko Takano and Maya Matsuki, Neko, Arc, and Mech, Hisui, Ryaka Yazuki and Maya Matsuki, Seifuku Akaya, Hitami, Archetype, Earth Ryaka Yazuki, playable character and the boss in own route, Foulwart CL, Kumi Sakuma. In the original Melty Blood, only 6 of these characters above were available to be played, with 8 more being unlockable through story mode. However, in a later update released for the game, all the characters are available from the start. The reasons for this are slightly unclear. They appear to be the result of a legal misunderstanding whereby Type Moon mistakenly thought they would no longer be allowed to produce updates patches, and thus made a last patch which unlocked the characters as a sort of gift for the fans. Whatever the reason, Type Moon has left these characters available throughout all subsequent releases. In addition, Aoko and Kuma were both added to the game as of ACT Cadenza, although Aoko was an unplayable boss character in previous versions. ACT Cadenza also changed the given names of several characters, generally to make identification of the doppelgangers by name easier. Release: Melty Blood was originally released on December 2002 for the PC. An expansion patch, Re-ACT, released 2 years later in May 2004, and an update, React Final Tuned, released in July 2005. An arcade version of the series, Melty Blood, ACT Cadenza, was later developed by ALL Software and released on March 2005. Later, a PlayStation 2 version of ACT Cadenza was released on August 10, 2006. A Windows version, Melty Blood ACT Cadenza VB, was also released on July 27, 2007. The series' newest game, Melty Blood, Actress Again, was released on September 19, 2008. Expansions equals Re-ACT, an expansion to the original game, featuring an arcade mode whose storyline takes place after the original Melty Blood. The expansion made numerous changes in regards to character balance and to remove many infinite combo sequences. New movesets were created for the doppelganger characters, whereas in the original, most of these characters had nearly identical movesets to their counterparts. It also made changes to the game's mechanics and added several new characters, though only 2 are playable. The other 4 NPCs, Ren, Satsuki Yumazuka, Neko Arc Executioner CL, White Ren and Aoko Aozaki. The final update to Re-ACT, Final Tuned, adds several features designed to allow the game to be configured to resemble the gameplay of Melty Blood, ACT Cadenza. It also adds a large number of gameplay tweaks and slightly updated animations, such as the inclusion of a new, analog-friendly controller setup. New configuration options that lets players assign multi-button commands to individual buttons. The ability to alter and adjust many of the game's internal variables. And 4 new colors for each player. ACT Cadenza, Melty Blood, ACT Cadenza was the first arcade port of the series and was published by ALL Software. The visual novel was removed, but the arcade mode dialogue featured in Re-ACT returns. It completely revamped Aoko Aozaki's movie list for use as a playable character, and introduced Kuma Kishima into the series, a man who was deeply involved in Shiki Tohino's past. It also introduced the shielding mechanic, as well as included various changes to the properties of characters. This version can be identified by the Atlasia crest, and the phrase "through the looking glass, black light transparently," both present in the logo. Melty Blood, ACT Cadenza, released for the PlayStation 2, was unique as a port in that it included an option to revert to version A mechanics, yet introduced significant changes that were later included in the B, including an early version of Neko Arc Chaos as a hidden character. It is sometimes known as the A2. Melty Blood, ACT Cadenza. The B is an arcade port of the PS2 game with various changes and upgrades, the most notable of which is the inclusion of White Len as a playable character, with a significantly weakened moveset. It also introduced a 5th button that served as a contextual action depending on the situation and the direction held on the joystick when pressed, such as dodging or throwing. This version can be identified by a dual silhouette of Len and White Len in the logo and the phrase "through the looking glass, northern light transparently." Melty Blood, ACT Cadenza. The B2 is a Windows PC port of the arcade the B. It has added features including tag team mode, a 4-player team battle mode, a programmable dummy for training purposes and a new hidden boss character, Neko Arc Chaos Black G666, replacing G Ikaya from Melty Blood, Re-ACT. It also included subtle gameplay changes, most notably altered defense ratings for characters and adjustments to the game's input system. It was released on July 27, 2007. Actress Again, Melty Blood, Actress Again, is the 3rd game in the Melty Blood fighting game series. It was released in the 4Q 2008 on Sega Naomi hardware. Compared to ACT Cadenza, the game features 3 entirely new playable characters, as well as several new alternate versions of existing characters in the PS2 version. All characters now feature 3 different fighting styles known as Full Moon Style, Crescent Moon Style and Half Moon Style, which changes not only the way in which life and magic circuit meters function but also each character's basic and special attacks. Actress Again was first announced in the December 2007 issue of Arcadia, a Japanese consumer arcade game magazine published by Enterbrain. Most available information to date is derived from translations of the article in this issue. 1, 2, additional new artwork and a description of the three styles were introduced in the January 2008 issue of Tougeki Damasha magazine. Also in early 2008, ALll launched the official Actress Again website. Actress Again was released for the PS2 in Japan on August 20, 2009. Melty Blood Actress Again current code is an arcade port of the PS2 version. The game underwent location testing in Akihabara from December 19, 2009. The characters formerly exclusive to the PS2 version of Actress Again are now available for use, and the game runs on Sega's ring-wide arcade system, as opposed to Naomi-like Act Cadenza and the original Actress Again. The game's website was launched February 11, 2010, and after being unveiled officially at Japan's Arcade Operators Union show on February 20, 2010, the game began undergoing another 2-week round of location testing. Current unverified reports say that the price for the game and ring-wide hardware will be a 230,000 yen plus a 100,000 yen for a ring-wide harness and shipping costs, equaling $3,560.83 USD at current exchange rates as of May 13, 2010. Several arcade machine distributors show the game is being pegged for a release on July 29, 2010. An upgrade for Melty Blood Actress Again current code was launched in May 18, 2011, branded as Melty Blood Actress Again current code for 1.05 with new changes in gameplay and add 2 new characters in-game, powered ALll with her own story mode and ending, along with new moves and sprites for her. A final upgrade for Melty Blood Actress Again current code was launched in October 14, 2011, named Melty Blood Actress Again current code for 1.07. It includes a complete version of Archetype Earth with new sprites and moves for her and also her own story mode and ending. Also added were story modes and endings for the Neko and Mech and Kohaku and Mech teams. Raya Spifey Strigberg can gain a new route and story mode, showing her as living her new life with Sineltana Matlasia and Satsuki Yumizuka as a member of the Back Alley Alliance. Melty Blood Actress Again current code was released for the PC on December 30, 2011, along with a Blu-ray release of Carnival Phantasms Season 3 Limited Edition. It included an online multiplayer option, and an online matching mode. The matching server was taken down on October 10, 2014, however the direct connection is still available. 4 patches have been released, the latest one brings the game to version 1.4.0. This version will be available at Steam, published by Arc System Works on spring 2016. Gameplay: Melty Blood makes use of widely used concepts in fighting games such as cancels, chain combos and the use of super bars. It also introduces shielding, an advanced defensive technique. X-shielding, a high-risk reward technique which eliminates the damage and block stun from an attack. Activated by a button press, it requires exact timing to deflect the opponent's attack, thus exposing them to a reversal. However, if mistimed, an X-shield attempt leaves the player extremely vulnerable. X-shielding also carries a damage penalty for subsequent attacks, but grants a small amount of magic circuit and disallows the opponent to cancel his/her attack into another one. Finally, in later versions of Melty Blood, X-shielding during the blood heat state activates a unique attack known as a last arcade. In Melty Blood, Act Cadenza, a new type of shielding was introduced which allows the player to hold the shield button for an extended length of time to defend against multiple attacks. However, this rapidly drains magic circuit, and grants fewer retaliatory options upon recovery. In Melty Blood, Actress Again shielding varies depending on which style the player picks, with Half Moon having the ability of an auto-counter and Full Moon with the same ability, except it is manually executed after successfully landing a shield. Magic Circuit, a system that allows players to store up to 300% meter, for various uses such as X attacks and heat and blood heat modes. These modes allow players to regenerate a portion of their life bar, as well as allow access to their character's ultimate attacks, known as arc drives and last arcs. All of these techniques consume magic circuit, which is accumulated by attacking the opponent, and to a lesser degree, successfully defending against the opponent's attacks. Magic circuit carries over between rounds. Magic circuit is also required for the circuit spark technique. Clashing, an offensive state where certain attacks or maneuvers impact directly with an opponent's attack, thus resulting in a clash. No damage is taken as a result, and both players are allowed to cancel their attacks as if they had connected successfully. Aerial recovery, a defensive measure used after being attacked in mid-air by pressing any button and, optionally, while holding a direction. It grants temporarily invulnerability to the player and allows them to resume action, but may be detrimental in certain circumstances if the attacking player predicts which direction the aerial recovery is performed. Tactical recovery, after being attacked, performed by pressing any upward direction upon impacting the floor. Doing so allows a player to quickly regain momentum and avoid OTG combos while utterly defenseless. However, players are not allowed to block during the recovery animation, and thus will expose themselves to punishment if the attacking player predicts the recovery attempt. This is an aspect of the OXM metagame found in many fighting games. Shield bunker cancelling, more akin to a glitch than an actual feature, shield bunker cancelling is a powerful technique where a player, while blocking an attack, can counterattack with a shield bunker, but cancels the beginning animation into an attack of their choice. This is typically an X attack with invincibility properties. This can drastically affect how one attacks an opponent. There are several methods to counter this technique, but it remains a feature of high-level play in Melty Blood. As proof that this accidental technique was accepted by the game's designers, this technique was altered to incur an additional 50% magic circuit cost to balance out its effectiveness in version B. As of Melty Blood Actress again, the Burrow cancel technique is no longer possible. Circuit Spark, used during max mode only, a circuit spark allows a player, who is either blocking an attack or suffering damage, to break out of the attack with an unblockable, invincible aura that sacrifices all available magic circuit. This can only be performed if the character is standing or crouching. If the character is airborne or lying down, this technique is unavailable. In Melty Blood Actress again, it is possible to circuit spark in the air with all three styles. Reverse beat, a feature of Melty Blood not found in many other games, is the ability to cancel attacks with large amounts of recovery into fast jab attacks, thus negating the disadvantage of using heavy slow attacks against a blocking opponent. However, there's an adverse effect of damage decreasing in reverse beat combos. This features extremely heavily in high-level play for most of the characters. Manga, the Melty Blood manga, illustrated by Takeru Kirishima, was first serialized in Kadokawa Shoten manga magazine Comp Ace in 2006. The series ended in 2011 with 11 bound volumes released in Japan. Reception: Melty Blood Act Cadenza has been featured at the International Fighting Game Tournament Tougeki in 2006, 2007, and 2008, but was not present at the 2009 Tougeki. Melty Blood Actress again was featured at the Evolution Championship Series 2010 tournament after winning a poll, beating titles such as Street Fighter III, Third Strike. References. External links: Melty Blood Act Cadenza official website, Melty Blood Act Cadenza official website, Melty Blood Act Cadenza official website, Melty Blood Actress again official website, Type Moon's official page for Melty Blood, Sega's official page for Melty Blood Act Cadenza, Sega's official page for Melty Blood Act Cadenza. B. Melty Blood Games Information and Screens, Melty Blood at the Visual Novel Database.